Hey guys, what's going on? Peter Jennings. I go by CSU Ram 88 across the daily fantasy industry, and I am back again at FantasyLabs doing a lineup review. Probably going to be my last baseball review. Again, my goal is to get into routine here with the NFL ones to have them out Tuesday. Sorry, this one came out a little late. A couple things came up, but still very excited to review the 2.5 fantasy baseball main event where Cheese is Good took it down for a cool $1,000,000. I'm going to be reviewing his lineup as well as a couple other guys near the top. What a great event this was put on by DraftKings. And another guy, Cheese is Good, to become a millionaire not once, but twice in daily fantasy. So first off, before I dive into Cheese is Good lineup, David Potts is his name, and he truly is one of the nicest guys that I have ever met in the industry. I don't just say that. He is an incredibly good guy. He's transitioned from the season-long game and where he's had a lot of success into the daily fantasy game. And he's had some success in daily fantasy, to say the very least. He's taken home $1,000,000 not once but twice, and both times with single bullets in the tournament. So congrats again to Dave, and really, really good effort here. And I think there's a lot actually we can learn from this lineup. So first thing we're looking at here with his lineup is the pitching. Clayton Kershaw against the Cubs was extremely expensive that night. That's why he was only 28% owned. He was very, very expensive. It's hard to get some of these big bats in with Kershaw. But Dave, in his he did do a write-up about this lineup. He said Kershaw was locked in no matter what. I love Kershaw that night. I didn't have as good of a tournament as a lot of these guys, but the one thing I did get right on this night was Kershaw. In addition to Kershaw, he had Iglesias from Cincinnati, who is just an absolute strikeout machine, which is so critical on DraftKings, which is why he was owned 25%. So I thought he was a great play as well. He was a chalk play. Didn't get the win, but on DraftKings that doesn't matter too much as long as you get the Ks, and he did do that with 10 Ks against Milwaukee. So love his pitching combo here. Took two guys. Obviously had to pay up for Kershaw. Iglesias wasn't too bad, but he took two guys with extreme high K potential, which is critical in these tournaments. So then we look at the rest of his lineup. It's clearly a Yankee stack here, which I think is very, very smart. Correlation's so big in these tournaments, so I do think that was a good move by him. And we'll notice here, he did take the guys in the Yankees lineup who were batting lower in the order, in particular Didi Gregorius, who was critical for his win. Only 1.9% owned, home runs, 6 RBIs, and you see here, he didn't take the traditional Yankees guys. He kind of went more towards the bottom of the lineup to make his lineup more unique. So one entry, he stacked the Yankees, and then what he did is he differentiated his stack by taking guys lower in the lineup, and that paid huge dividends for him with Didi Gregorius. I think the other reason he did this is because he wanted to fit in Kershaw, and he couldn't fit in the top 6 guys in his lineup. So big congrats to Cheese is Good, to Dave. Incredible win, 2-time millionaire, which is great. Some other lineups here. Sammy Noel, who had an incredible weekend. Not only did he take second here for $250,000, he took second in the 10K high roller just a day later. And in addition to that, he won all the golf GPPs. One of his golfers had 2 holes in one day, which is only the 3rd time in history that a golfer's had 2 holes in one the same day of a tournament. So congrats to Sammy Noel. He is another millionaire winner from last year. He won the first ever DraftKings Millionaire Maker, the $27 buy-in. That's now a $20 buy-in on DraftKings. So he is on quite a roll and definitely well-deserving. Also another guy here with a Yankee stack. He went with Tanaka to pair with his Yankees with Kershaw, who was critical, and he also had Didi. So very similar strategy here. He went with the cheap Yankees, full stack here as well, and then plugged in some cheap bats who didn't need to do that much because the Yankees were lower owned, and he had the pitching nailed. Another guy I just want to give a shout out to real quick because he had an incredible showing is Dandy Don. He took second in the fantasy baseball championship over there on FanDuel. Another guy who's just absolutely crushing it. In my opinion, he's the best baseball player. Ray of Hope certainly has had the best season this year, and I think Ray is, arguably the best daily fantasy player alive and has had certainly the best results of any daily fantasy player. But for my money, I think, Dandy Don is right there as the best baseball player with Ray, maybe Max Dollery as well. So Dandy Don also all over the Yankees with Iglesias and Kershaw. You can see he mixed and matched a lot of these different stacks. He made a lot of teams, but taking 4th and 5th in this event is certainly an accomplishment in and of itself. So congrats to all those guys. A very interesting tournament. Had to be on the Yankees here, had to be on Kershaw to win. And I think there's a lot that we can take away, especially from Cheese's Good lineup, where he went a little more contrarian with his Yankee stack. So hope you guys like this. Please give me more feedback on Twitter or email us at FantasyLabs. I'm very excited to be doing lineup reviews for the NFL upcoming this following Tuesday. So good luck in all your games, and hope to see you guys back here and at the top of the leaderboards across the daily fantasy industry.